Okay, rolling.
I have bad genetics. The overused, I could say abused excuse against why you're not taking care of your health, why you're not making improvements for your physique, for your future family, for your energy levels, and how you feel and perform. And I get that we are not completely equal when it comes to the genes that we inherit, but we do have an influence over what kind of genes do we activate through our lifestyle choices. So what kind of genes will become dominant when we multiply ourselves, of course, and what kind of genes will become dominant later on for preventing certain diseases or fighting against certain diseases or improving our overall health conditions or energy levels, right? So these can all be altered through lifestyle choices. I was not born with good genetics. So when you see me, when you see my videos, working out, being muscular, feeling good about myself, being in a good shape, and when you see my clients who have just done the same, you have to remember that they also started from literally zero. So they didn't have good genetics either. And for those who might doubt me, I just wanted to show you a couple of personal examples. Right now, as you can see me, I'm 22 years old, and this is how I used to look like. I think this was at 15. So straight up terrible, like skinny fat, and I was already working out for 15, 16 months at this time. And I was doing calisthenics consistently. I was trying to bulk up, I was trying to gain muscle, and I did everything that I could do wrong at the beginning, right? And it was not fun. But I mean, the process of failure and learning is fun, but not seeing the progress you want to see is pretty annoying. That's why I always say invest in your health, invest in this kind of shortcut that you can do. You can get 6 months of work or 6 years of work done in 6 months, and 6 months of work done in 6 weeks. That would take very long by yourself. And if you keep blaming your genetics, if you keep blaming your metabolism for your obesity or for why you're chronically skinny, right? Or whatever thing that you don't like about your body, to be honest, it's not your genetics fault. So stop blaming your parents. Blame your habits for that, because as you could see, this was me at 15 years old. And on this picture, I was already working out for a very long time. I mean, for a 15 years old, it was not bad. But before that, so even before this, I was so skinny. I started out so skinny that actually I could overlap my index finger and my thumb around my upper arm, right? So imagine this fitting into this, right? Now I can't do that anymore, and I'm kind of happy about this. Hopefully if you're at that point, or if you're getting there, you will be happy about that too. But the thing is, I've never had good genetics, and I kept going. I kept figuring out, okay, what works, what not. And here's this other picture. Here I was 16. Yeah, singing at a concert of my second band. We were called Clouds Are Down. We were thinking, we were like the next big thing, the biggest metalcore band in town, and so on and so on. And I thought that I was jacked, but look at this picture honestly. This was me after 2 years of training consistently calisthenics. I could have progressed much faster had I had the guidance that I can provide you right now, okay? But let's look at my clients, because primarily I don't work with young guys, because young guys have a lot of potential by themselves. It's very easy to progress, very easy to make progress at that point and to bring the maximum out of your genetics. But I can totally understand you, why you have this self-doubt if you're already past the age of 35. And usually most of my clients are men above 35, aside from a few exceptions. But I wanted to show you can completely alter how you look, feel, and perform regardless of your genetics. So here are a couple of client pictures. So for example, here is Silas, German guy, startup founder. He loved beer. I didn't tell him to stop drinking beer, by the way. We just moderated it. We just made a few changes to his lifestyle, to his workout, to his diet, and it worked. As you can see, he saw his abs for the first time in his life. And here's, for example, Hunter. started out more like a skinny fat body composition when when you don't have a lot of muscle on your frame, right? But you accumulated quite a bit of fat mass, and he wanted to be more muscular. So we did that. We made his chest, his arms, his shoulders appear thicker, his upper and lower body stronger. So to have a well-balanced, healthy physique. And for example, here's Zhao, also starting out from a very disadvantaged position. You could say that, okay, my obesity is genetic. It is running in my family. Like my brother in Zeus, if no one runs in your family, it's not obesity that runs in your family, if you know what I mean. But I'm not here to blame you or to shame you for that by any means. I just wanted to say that before you look for such a cheap excuse as your genetics, just think about it, how many people before you did that with way worse genetics than you. How many clients, for example, I have transformed with the Demi Cycle Protocol who had way worse genetics than you. And I think you can look at me as well, who started with literally the skinniest genetics and then accumulated a lot of fat mass right here in the belly area. And no, I think I'm not doing bad in that regard. So if you look at it this way, it's not about what genes you have inherited, but through your lifestyle choices, what genes you will activate and how you will bring the maximum out of that. So for example, if you start moving on a regular basis, 2 to 4 times per week, you're doing intense workouts at the park, at the gym, wherever you prefer, you will be more likely to gain muscle, to improve your endurance, and to improve your movement patterns. If you start eating high protein, you're more likely to be more efficient with your protein synthesis. So how your body uses these proteins in your muscles, in your organs, in your bones, in your joints. And the same goes for everything else. So you could say I have naturally bad sleep. I have very low sleep hormone production. But if you start practicing those habits, like for example, regular sunlight exposure, a set bedtime routine, drinking chamomile tea, and so on, you can naturally enhance your sleep hormone production. And you can activate those genes which help you with the sleep hormone production. So you have influence over millions of processes inside your body. So this is what I wanted to tell you guys today in this video, that genetics might matter at the start, where you start from, but where you're going, what you can bring out of that, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is the so-called epigenetics. So what you bring out of your genes, what genes do you activate throughout your health journey. So pick your habits accordingly, build your lifestyle around that person you want to be like, around the genetics you ideally want to have, and around the genetics that your kids or grandkids would ideally have in your point of view, right? So if you want to be the best influence for your family, then I highly recommend you to stop making excuses, because then they will see a bad example. So if daddy says that I can't, or I have bad genetics, I have bad metabolism or whatever, but what will your kids think of you, right? That daddy, who used to be the world, who used to be everything for me, said that this is not possible. Daddy didn't even say that I will try, or I can try, or I will do my best. Daddy says no. For your kids, I could say it's a traumatic even. I don't want to sound too tragic or drastic or whatever. I'm just saying that they kind of lose their trust in you. Not completely, but it slowly starts fading away. You know, their world, their house of cards just starts crumbling when you start making these excuses. So if you lie to that mirror, or that person in the mirror, right, yourself, if you lie to that person, then you're lying to everyone else, right? You're lying to yourself when you say that your genetics is preventing you from losing fat or building muscle or having higher energy levels, right? There are very, very rare cases and occasions, maybe like 0.0002%, when a person can't change, for example, their body fat percentage because of their genetics. But most of the time you can completely alter this, you have influence over this. So what I can motivate you for is to look at that ideal person that you want to become. Look at that ideal dad, leader, man, CEO, and all the roles that you are fulfilling already in your life, and how your ideal self would fulfill these roles. And pick your habits, choose your lifestyle, activities accordingly, and then you never will have to worry about genetics again. Because look at me, I started from the worst and I took it to my best so far, and I still think I'm in building phase, right? And my clients also embraced this mindset. So get your brain jacked first, and then you will get jacked too. And thank you for watching, guys. This is my message for today. Have a lovely day.